T0 TS20 SWA10 Delta.
ఇది నేను మాట్లాడేది.
బ్లూటూత్ వచ్చింది, స్విచ్ కెమెరా ఏమైతుంది? స్టార్ట్ కాలేదా? మీ కోడ్ worst case, you know how to do it, no? You are on. Then Skype. Yes, Zoom it.
Zoom it.
You know how to do it, no? From here.
Rahul, you can.
Yes, we get it.
Hello. Hello.
నమస్తే అన్న.
నమస్తే నమస్తే.
నమస్తే అన్న.
అంటే ఇదేంది బొమ్మ కనపడతలేదు?
నాదా బొమ్మ ఇప్పుడే పెడతారు. ఎందుకు బొమ్మ పెట్టి భయపెట్టాలి? నేను బొమ్మ పెట్టాను. మీరు 1991 సైక్లోన్ తర్వాత చెప్పింది. మనం ప్రతి మీటింగ్లకు పోయి ఏదో ఒకటి క్వశ్చన్ వేస్తాం. అన్న ఇట్లా చేస్తే బయట పోస్టర్ పెడతారు మన ఇద్దరు ఫోటోది, వీళ్ళని రానియద్దు అని.
Yeah.
Let me connect you to the YouTube.
A very good morning to everyone present here. We have all gathered here on this virtual platform to celebrate the World Environment Day. The word environment refers to the natural world. The concept of giving specific importance to the environment and celebrating it as the World Environment Day has started on 1974 and is annually celebrated on 5th June. And to raise the importance of green and healthy environment to the human life, the World Environment Day is globally celebrated with the participation of more than 143 countries. So the organization of today's program is by the Telangana Citizens Council. I would introduce the President of Telangana Citizens Council, Dr. Rajnarayan Mudraj sir. The Telangana Citizens Council was established in 1991, Hyderabad, and sir was the former NSUI and the Youth Congress General Secretary. Sir had joined the government services in 1990 and has organized many programs and awareness campaigns on AIDS, TB, heart, kidney, drug abuse, national integration, communal harmony, peace, environment, and youth programs and students awareness programs. Sir has encouraged many students to take part in the cultural activities as well. And all these campaigns, programs are being hosted by Telangana Citizens Council since past 3 decades. And we are very glad to have sir for giving us such beautiful opportunities and explore our talents. And sir even has taken a rally with 2,000 students in February 2020 for the awareness of COVID. I would request sir to speak a few words about this program. Would have students from Kasturba Gandhi Degree College to speak up about this awareness program. Mansa Maithili from Kasturba College.
A very good morning to one and all. I am Mansa from Kasturba Gandhi College. I am here to speak few words on Environmental Day अभियान। विश्व पर्यावरण दिवस की अभियान की शुरुआत संयुक्त राष्ट्र महासभा के द्वारा 1972 में किया गया है। यह प्रतिवर्ष 5 जून को मनाया जाता है। यह दिन पर्यावरण के ज्वलन मुद्दों के बारे में आम लोगों को जागरूक करने के लिए और सही दिशा में सही कदम उठाने के लिए और प्रोत्साहित करने के लिए संयुक्त राष्ट्र महासभा का प्रमुख उद्देश्य है। देखा जाए तो ये दिन हमारे भविष्य के बारे में है। अगर हमारा पर्यावरण नहीं बचेगा तो हम भी नहीं बचेंगे। इस अभियान की शुरुआत पृथ्वी की प्रकृति की रक्षा करने के लिए लोगों को पर्यावरण के लिए सकारात्मक कदम उठाकर प्रेरित करने के लिए किया गया है। इस अभियान का मुख्य उद्देश्य मीडिया और मशहूर हस्तियों के माध्यम से लोगों को पर्यावरण के प्रति जागरूकता और प्रोत्साहित को बढ़ावा देना है। यह अभियान लोगों को इस कार्यक्रम में बड़ी संख्या में जोड़कर एक निमंत्रण है ताकि लोगों को वातावरण की वास्तविक स्थिति को समझे और पर्यावरण मुद्दों के दुष्प्रभाव को खिलाफ प्रभावी कार्यक्रम के साथ जलवायु पर्यावरण से मुकाबला करने के लिए प्रतिनिधि बने। हमें बेहतर भविष्य के लिए इस कार्यक्रम में शामिल होना चाहिए और अपने पर्यावरण को सुरक्षित रखने की प्रतिज्ञा करनी चाहिए। पेड़ पौधों को करो समान क्योंकि यही हमारे लिए है वरदान। थैंक यू।
Now I would call upon Smriti to speak about the Environment Day in Telugu.
అందరికీ నమస్కారం. ముందుగా నాకు ఈ అవకాశాన్ని ఇచ్చినందుకు ధన్యవాదాలు. నా పేరు స్మృతి. నేను కస్తూర్బా గాంధీ డిగ్రీ కళాశాలలో చదువుతున్నాను. ఈ రోజు మనం ప్రపంచ పర్యావరణ దినోత్సవాన్ని జరుపుకోవడానికి హాజరయ్యాం. ప్రపంచ పర్యావరణ దినోత్సవం యొక్క చరిత్ర, పర్యావరణాన్ని ఎలా కాపాడుకోవాలనే కొన్ని విషయాల గురించి తెలుసుకుందాం. ప్రపంచ వ్యాప్తంగా ప్రతి సంవత్సరం జూన్ 5వ తేదీన ప్రపంచ పర్యావరణ దినోత్సవాన్ని జరుపుకుంటారు. ఈ ప్రపంచ పర్యావరణ దినోత్సవాన్ని ఐక్యరాజ్య సమితి అసెంబ్లీచే 1972 జూన్ 5వ తేదీన స్థాపించబడింది. ఈ దినోత్సవం సందర్భంగా ప్రతి సంవత్సరం జూన్ 5వ తేదీన ప్రపంచంలో ఏదో ఒక నిర్మిత నగరంలో పర్యావరణాన్ని గురించి సమావేశాలు జరుగుతాయి. ఈ సమావేశంలో పర్యావరణం గురించి, పర్యావరణ కాలుష్యం వల్ల కలిగే అనార్థాల గురించి చర్చిస్తారు. ఇది ప్రపంచ పర్యావరణ దినోత్సవం యొక్క చరిత్ర.
నేను ఇప్పుడే ఒక పోస్టర్ పంపాను నీకు, మీ మిస్సెస్ జాయిన్ గా ఇమీడియట్ గా.
అయితే 1972లో మొదటిసారిగా ప్రపంచ పర్యావరణ దినోత్సవాన్ని జరుపుకున్నాము. ఆ తర్వాత ఏడాది పర్యావరణ వ్యవస్థ పునరుద్ధరణ అనే థీమ్ ని ఎంపిక చేసుకొని పాకిస్తాన్ లో ఈ సమావేశాలు నిర్వహించబడుతున్నాయి. పర్యావరణం ఎంతో కాలుష్యంతో మనుష్య మనుగడకు ముప్పు వాటిల్లుతుంది. పర్యావరణాన్ని ఎలా కాపాడుకోవచ్చు? మొక్కలకు నీళ్లు పోయడం, నీటిని వృధాగా వాడకుండా కాపాడుకోవడం, మానవులు ఎక్కువగా పర్యావరణాన్ని హాని చేయకుండా ఉండడం, వాహనాలు ఎక్కువగా వాడకుండా కాలినడకన లేదా సైకిల్ ని ఉపయోగించాలి. కాలుష్య నియమాలు పాటిస్తే పర్యావరణాన్ని మనం కాపాడుకోవచ్చు. భూమి యొక్క ప్రాణం మన చేతిలోనే ఉంది. దాన్ని కాపాడుకోవడం మన బాధ్యత. ధన్యవాదాలు.
Now we would have Nikita to speak about a few words in English.
Good morning to all the dignitaries who are present here. I am Nikita from Kasturba Gandhi Degree College. I would like to speak some words on the occasion of World Environment Day. This day is celebrated specially to consider the issues related to the environment and the solve environmental problems. Our purpose behind celebrating World Environment Day is to protect natural environment. You all know globally 91% of the world population is exposed to unhealthy levels of pollution. The day also addresses causes like overpopulation, global warming, etc., which has an impact on the environment. Due to high temperature, changing weather, and decreasing water supply, the plants are becoming unhealthy. And we have to save many natural resources for the better life on Earth in the future. I'm happy to mention that the World Environment Day has been successful in uniting people and making them aware of several environmental causes. We should promote natural fertilizers instead of chemical fertilizers, reducing electricity usage, recycling of things, and prevention of deforestation. Effective steps to protect wild animals, etc., have to be taken. If we protect and preserve our environment, we can only ensure good health and long life to our future generations. I mean, every part of sphere, we all are home. Soil, water, stones, mountains, animals, fishes, and all are part of our environment and equally significant in their own way. So we should be vigilant on the usage of any harsh chemicals harmful to the environment. It may be lead destruction of animals and birds. We should apply eco-friendly products to eliminate their problem. I conclude my words by a simple message that nature is the art of God. We should conserve the beauty of nature. Yes, and it is a duty of us. Thank you.
Now I would request the organizer of today's program, President of Telangana Citizens Council, Dr. Rajnarayan Mudiraj, to speak a few words about today's program.
Good morning to everybody.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Thank you. On behalf of Telangana Citizen Council,
Hello.
on the eve of World Environment Day, we are
Sorry.
hello. On the eve of World Environment Day, we are organizing on this topic. Student, youth, and general public in different issues. I thanks to the today's chief guest, S.V. Subbarao Garu. He is the expert in water, climate change, and renowned environmentalist, Professor Purushottam Reddy, and he is the advisor of our organization. Farooq Ali Khan, Chairman, Global Peace Foundation, and Dr. Muhammad Akhtar Ali, Assistant Professor, Geography Department, Usmania University, and Major D. Jayasuda, Physical Director, NCC Officer, Kasturba Degree and PG College for Women, and Mrs. U.V. Nagalakshmi, Executive Director, Joy of Yoga Center, Hyderabad, and a special thanks to the Sandhya, Suchitra, Chauhan, Hemant, and others. Every year we celebrate the World Environment Day to create awareness how to protect the environment, how to control the pollution by our organization. We organize many rallies, lectures, seminars on different people, experts in Usmania University and different degree and PG colleges. First of all, I thanks to the Subbarao Garu. ఎన్నో కార్యక్రమాలు నేను సుబ్బారావు గారిని స్పీచెస్ ద్వారా ఇన్ని విని మా కమిటీలో పెట్టి ఆ సార్ను ఎట్లయినా మనం చీఫ్ గెస్ట్ చేయాలని ఉద్దేశంతో సార్తో మాట్లాడితే సార్ ఒప్పుకోరు. ఎంతో బిజీ ఉన్నా కానీ, డైలీ కార్యక్రమాలు ఉన్నా కానీ మా కార్యక్రమానికి జాయిన్ అయినందుకు ఫస్ట్ ఆఫ్ ఆల్ నేను థ్యాంక్స్ చెప్తున్నాను. తర్వాత పురుషోత్తం రెడ్డి గారి గురించి అయితే చెప్పనక్కర్లేదు. ఆయన ఏ స్పీచ్ ఇచ్చినా కానీ మా ఎన్విరాన్మెంట్ పైన ప్రతి ఒక్కరు అప్రిషియేట్ చేసి ఎన్నో పర్యావరణ సమస్యల పైన ఎన్నో ఆర్గనైజేషన్స్ ఆయన పిలిపించి ఆయన ద్వారా, ఆయన స్పీచెస్ ద్వారా ఎంతో మందికి అవేర్నెస్ అయింది. లైఫ్ లో నేను మర్వజాల ప్రొఫెసర్ పురుషోత్తం రెడ్డి గారిని కూడా, తర్వాత ఫారూక్ అలీ ఖాన్ అమెరికాలో ఉండి కూడా ఇక్కడ వచ్చి ఎన్విరాన్మెంట్ పీస్ పైన ఎన్నో కార్యక్రమాలు చేస్తారు. వీటన్నిటికీ కారణమైన పురుషోత్తం రెడ్డి గారిని మాత్రం నేను లైఫ్ లో మరవను. తర్వాత జయసుధ గారు కూడా, నాగలక్ష్మి గారు కూడా, తర్వాత అఖ్తర్ అలీ గారు కూడా, అందరి సహకారంతో 30 ఏళ్ళ నుంచి కంటిన్యూ ప్రోగ్రామ్స్ ప్రజా సంక్షేమం గురించి చేస్తూనే ఉన్నాను. ఇంకోటి ఏంటంటే లాస్ట్ ఇయర్ 2020లో 2000 స్టూడెంట్స్ తోని పెద్ద ర్యాలీ, కరోనా ఇంకా అప్పుడు స్టార్ట్ అయిందనమాట. గవర్నమెంట్ కి పర్మిషన్ కాదు, 14 నవంబర్ కు మనకు పర్మిషన్ వచ్చినందుకు చాలా పెద్ద ర్యాలీ తీపించాను. దానివల్ల ఎంతో మంది అవేర్నెస్ అయినరు. ఇటువంటి మంచి కార్యక్రమాలు ఎన్నో మేము చేస్తున్నాము. అందరి సహకారం ఇస్తున్నందుకు కూడా అందరికీ ధన్యవాదాలు చేస్తూ ముగిస్తున్నాను. ధన్యవాదాలు.
Now we would have the special guest, Major D. Jayasudha ma'am, to speak a few words. Major D. Jayasudha ma'am had done her BP MA Political Science. She is a national volleyball player. She has started her career in 2004, presently working as Physical Director and Dynamic NCC Officer at Kasturba Gandhi Degree and PG College. She is the Vice President of Malkajgiri District Chess Association and Judo, Vice President of Kung Fu Telangana State, awarded as the Best NCC Officer in 2008 by the Chief Minister, YSR, National Unity Award, Global Peace Award, Vidya Shiromani Award, and Khel Ratna Puraskar, Mahatma Gandhi Memorial Award, and Platinum Book Award of Excellence, and many more awards. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, Suchitra. Very good morning, one and all present here, respected Subbarao Garu and respected Professor Purushottam Garu and respected Rajnaran sir and respected Akhtar Ali sir and Nagalakshmi, my dear Nagalakshmi ma'am, and my dear cadets and all other dignitaries. Good morning, one and all. It is great to be with you all, sir. First of all, I can tell you, because great people are going to give a message to our students, and they are going to enlightening, and they are going to give very good knowledge to about environment, how we are going to save our environment. So these two members, guest speakers today, they are going to give a good message to all the students. I request all the students, especially the NCC cadets from Kasturba College, please listen carefully, and it is very important. It is going to be your future now. So sir, the Purushottam Reddy sir and other Subbarao Garu and all, they are going to give good message, and it is useful for your future, and how we are going to save our nature. That is more important. So we are seeing from outside, that is different, and we are going to learn from the very special personalities. So we are fortunately have the very kind persons with us. So we are going to listen that. And my special thanks to Rajnaran sir, to always he used to do something or the other. Every month he want to do some program, otherwise he will not sleep in a month properly. So you want to organize something. So he has thought of doing that, but because of Corona, COVID and all, so he is making us to join in technically this way. So he want to do something every time. So this way, at least we are getting together and we are meeting each other. Because of the COVID, we are not meeting each other. So this is a good platform Sir has taken up, and Sir was telling about this program since last week, and he was telling about this program. It is a very good initiative, Sir, and you have taken us, and my cadets are going to be, definitely it is going to be a benefit for them. So I thank you so much, Rajnan Sir, to giving me this opportunity to me and also my cadets. It is very good opportunity, my dear cadets. Please carefully, whenever you can listen to the guest speakers, what they are going to talk about, how we are going to save, say, nature, environment, water saving, and all the things. So now that girl was saying about that, nature is the art of God. So art of God already given to us everything. How we are going to save? That is what we have to know. As a citizen, we have to know the things, how we are going to maintain that, and future generation, how they are going to utilize. So these things, the main special guests, they are going to talk about that. So please carefully listen. And thank you so much, Rajan Sir and the Telangana Citizen Council, all the team members. And thank you so much. Jai Hind.
Thank you, ma'am. Definitely this program would be a great honor for us, ma'am.
Good morning, everyone. Myself, K. Sandhya from Kasturba Gandhi Degree and PG College for Women. Thank you, sir, for giving me this opportunity to introduce our special guest, Srimati U.V. Nagalakshmi Garu. Srimati U.V. Nagalakshmi Garu was born in 1970 at Hyderabad. Is a well-educated and qualified law professional with triple masters in MCom, MBA, and MSc in yoga therapy. She served 13 years working for a government-aided degree college, in addition to working as a legal advisor and general manager for VMAX Pharmaceutical Company in Malaysia for 5 years. During this period, she has contributed to building the Joy of Yoga 2007 at Hyderabad, considering her passion for healthcare through yoga. She is a certified yoga teacher from various reputed yoga schools in India and overseas. She attained her yoga teacher certification from Annaimala University, Chennai, and she believes in continuous learning. Nagalakshmi Garu is also a family counseling consultant as well as a social activist, actively involved in helping various healthcare organizations. Through her journey in Joy of Yoga, she released a yoga book for all age groups on our first International Yoga Day. She has received many precious awards like Seva Nandi Award, Wonder Woman Award, Yoga Shiromani Award, Vidya Shiromani Award, National Integration Award 2018 by Mr. Farooq Ali Khan, founder and director of Amir Peace Foundation, on 25th October 2018 from the hands of our ex-Chief Minister and Governor of Chennai, Mr. Roshaya Garu. In 2020, she received National Unity Award from Telangana Citizens Council. She does every month one activity to keep healthy. Apart from these, she also does monetary and financial support to needy. She visits slum areas and gives free yoga training also. Now I request Srimati U.V. Nagalakshmi Garu to speak a few words.
I don't think so. She is joined in meeting. One second, check, and you can forward her. Are you there, Nagalakshmi ma'am? Nagalakshmi ma'am, are you there? Yeah, I don't think so. She has joined, and continue others. Next thing, Suchitra, continue next.
Now let me introduce our another special guest.
One second,
Dr.
Rajna sir want to tell something. Wait, Sanjay, just sorry to interrupt, and Rajna sir want to tell something.
Okay, ma'am.
Rajna sir. Okay, continue next.
Now let me introduce our special guest, Dr. Muhammad Akhtar Ali sir. Muhammad Akhtar Ali sir, Assistant Professor, Geography Department, Usmania University. He is currently working as Assistant Professor in the Department of Geography, Usmania University, Hyderabad. He obtained his bachelor, master and PhD degrees from Usmania University. He specializes in environmental geography, urban and regional geography, cartography, rural development, GIS, and remote sensing. He is auditor of many reputed journals in India. He has about 18 years of teaching experience to undergraduate and postgraduate students. Dr. Muhammad Akhtar Ali is life members of many academic organizations like NAGI, INCA, ISC, IGU, DGSI, etc. Muhammad Akhtar Ali has a credit of getting 3 books and more than 80 research journals of national and international repute. Presently, 6 research scholars are pursuing research under his supervision. Now I request Dr. Muhammad Akhtar Ali sir to speak a few words.
Thank you, dear student, for introducing me. Good morning to all. Happy Environment Day. I made a presentation, PowerPoint presentation. I don't know whether the organizers had made that option available to open up the PowerPoint presentation or not. I'll just try for it. If it is not there, then I'll just example speak about it. I'm just trying to find out. They are asking permission. Host has to give me permission to open up my PowerPoint. How much time I have? Hello, Rajnarayan sir. कितना time है? 5 मिनट, 10 मिनट, 2 मिनट. Rajnarayan sir?
हाँ 10 मिनट ले लो. 10 minutes.
जी अगर 10 मिनट है तो मेरे को अगर शेयरिंग राइट दिया है तो मैं पावरपॉइंट प्रेजेंटेशन डालता हूं मैं. If it is not that arranged, that is not arranged, then no problem. I can just talk extempo about this environment and protection of environment.
हाँ ठीक है.
Do I have?
Continue.
Do I have a right to share?
PowerPoint presentation.
Oh, sir. To give.
Post over.
Shiva, can you give me right to open up? All right, maybe they may have technical problem also.
Sir, now you can do it, sir.
All right, all right. Kamraj. Is it visible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right. I'm going to talk about India's top 5 challenges on World Environment Day, on the occasion of World Environment Day. First challenge is about building sustainable cities. How the cities should be, how we are going to build the cities. 32% of Indian population lives in cities. By 2030, this figure will increase to 40%. That is 590 million people are going to stay in the cities. So how are we going to have it? India has the worst road safety record in the world. We must build sustainable transport system that consider every traveler's concern, including safety. PPT is gone. All right. Anyway, PPT is gone. PPT is not getting connected. All right. I'll just read through. Transport system that consider every traveler's concern, including safety for women and accessibility of public space for children of children and age-old population. The top 10 cities in India are estimated to produce 15% of the GDP with just 8% of the population and 0.1% of the land area. Now, second thing, solving the energy crisis. 400 million people in India lack access to electricity. Improved planning and efficient enabled conditions can fuel the growth of sustainable, affordable, and reliable power for all. The new government has provided a 30-fold increase in solar capability by 2022. Now, models for buying, planning for, and regulating electricity can be found by using renewable energy. Third could be stopping climate. India is the world's largest greenhouse gas emitter. It has low percent emissions owing to its large population, about 30% of whom have had no part in creating these emissions. This is very important. 30% do not have a role, but then there is so much of emission which is going on. Greenhouse has emission by cities, public institutions, and corporates can be easily measured and reduced. More should be done to this vulnerability. Fourth challenge, adapting to climate change. 60% of India's agriculture is rain-fed agriculture. A 2-degree increase in average global temperature will result in an unpredictable monsoon. Mapping vulnerable and furthering adaptation initiatives will help enhance the resilience of local communities. Fifth challenge, focus forest and landscape. 50% of land in India is degraded, posing threat to food, water security, biodiversity, and climate change. So this needs to be measured. Restoration will generate economic, ecological, and social benefits to the people and to the public in general. 86% of all India's degraded land is aggregable. Large-scale restoration will revitalize degraded land into healthy mosaic of sustainable agriculture, afforestation, and forests. So these were the 5 challenges which, if it can be taken up in a planned way, then we can bring a change. Now, this PowerPoint presentation which I showed, maybe for 1-2 slides was seen. Later on, I'll post this into the Rajnaran Sir group. All the students can benefit from that. Thank you, Rajnaran Sir. I stop here for giving me this chance. Thank you, Telangana Citizen Council. Thank you, Professor Purushottam Reddy Sir. Thank you, Subba Rao Sir, for being with us in this forum. Thank you all.
Thank you, Muhammad Akhtar Ali Sir, for sharing your views.
Now we would have the special gift, Farooq Ali Khan Sir. Sir is a dual citizen of United States of America and India.
Hello.
He is the third son of the
Chitra Chavan,
third son.
Farooq sir is not available now. So, if there any introduction about the environmental day, you can discuss about it.
Purushottam Reddy garu.
Hello, I am ready. I'm ready. Rajnaran sir.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
నేను రెడీ ఉన్నాను.
అదే మీదే.
Thank you, Dr. Rajnaran Mudraj Sir, for giving me the opportunity to introduce our chief guest speaker, Professor K. Purushottam Reddy Sir, eminent environmentalist. Purushottam Reddy, an eminent environmentalist, academician, and development activist of India. He was born in a farmer's family on 14 February 1945, widely known as man of the masses.
Brief introduction. Hello, brief introduction. Only 2 lines.
Okay.
ఎక్కువ చెప్పకు. Very, very brief.
Okay, sir. He was a member of the Environment Education Committee of the AP State Council of Higher Education, expert member of AP State Cloud Seeding Project. Human Rights Commission of Andhra Pradesh appointed him as a member of the Special Committee on Relocation of Bolakpur Tannery. His name has become synonymous with environment in the state of Andhra Pradesh. He swung into action after Bhopal gas disaster in 1984. Since then, he carried out many landmark environment struggles. He popularized the dictums such as sustainable development, think globally, act locally. Let us welcome our guest speaker, Professor K. Purushottam Reddy sir. He will now discuss his expert opinion and importance of World Environment Day. Over to you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Actually, I'm extremely grateful to Dr. Radhanarayan ji. My friend for the last 35 years. He has been relentlessly working, and hats off to him. There are very, very few people like him in this entire country. I'm also grateful to my dear friend, my classmate, Farooq Ali Khan, who is a US citizen, but his heart is in Hyderabad, and he does a lot of social work here. Dr. Akhtar Ali is my very dear student, and now he's a distinguished faculty from Osmania University, and we are all proud of him. My friend and my senior in this subject, Sri B.V. Subbarao Garu, he is very well known throughout the country, and his contribution to the subject is accepted not only in this country but worldwide. Now, there are other distinguished personalities. My respects to all of them, and dear students. The topic today, actually World Environment Day, is on June 5th. How and why this came to be organized is everybody's knowledge, but for the youngsters, I would like to give the brief history. And that is, we need to go back to the 1960. My friend Farooq Ali Khan has joined. Welcome, sir. So 1960 is a very important date. That is exactly 61 years, ago. 1960, that period, that decade between 1960 and 70, in the United States, there were four very distinguished people. One, Rachel Carson. Rachel Carson was an environmental biologist, and she was committed to that particular cause and relentlessly writing and working. She was a prolific writer, and almost every week her articles would appear in New York Times, because New York Times also had committed itself to spreading the knowledge on this wonderful subject of environment. So having contributed a lot to the daily newspaper, Rachel Carson decided to publish a very important book, and the name of the book is The Silent Spring. The Silent Spring. Here the word spring means the spring of life. And naturally, we all expect the spring of life to be continuous. But unfortunately, around 1960, it was noticed that rapid industrialization and uncontrolled pollution, it was poisoning the air and the water and the land, even in United States. The situation was even more horrible in UK and Europe. So people started questioning whether they were on the road to development. So that started a big intellectual exercise. And Rachel Carson wrote a masterpiece. And in that particular book, she analyzed very clearly and highlighted, if humanity is not going to mend its ways, it will become increasingly difficult for life to continue to manifest on this planet. That is why the word silent spring, that is, the spring of life should not become silent, it should be continuous. And that means that the present generation should behave in a very, very responsible way. So this particular book, which was a runaway hit, it became a bestseller. Bestseller means when millions of copies of the book are sold, generally that particular book is referred as a bestseller. Now this became very famous. People started purchasing it, reading it, discussing it. And New York Times serialized the entire book. And then thereafter, that was also the time 62, around that time, John F. Kennedy was the president, 61, 62. And Kennedy invited Rachel Carson to appear before the Senate committee. And Rachel Carson gave her opinion to the expert committee. And thereafter, the American government came up with Clean Air and Clean Water Acts. So without going into too many details, I would like to mention two other people who played a significant role between 1960 and 70 in the US. One is Dr. Martin Luther King, one of the greatest civil rights leader and a great humanist, a Gandhian, a person who believed in peaceful methods in bringing about change in the American polity. And another person who is still alive, fortunately, and his name is Ralph Nader. Ralph Nader is world's greatest consumer activist. He is also an environmental activist. He is also a person who believes in legal education. His contribution to making the average citizen in America safe is immense. Therefore, these people, Kennedy, Rachel Carson, Ralph Nader, Martin Luther King, these four of them together, they brought about a qualitative change in the society and politics of America. Simultaneously, as a result of all this, and an environment was created in which everybody wanted to contribute something. It was at this juncture one American senator by name Gaylord. He took the initiative, and he, on his own, he decided that April 22nd, 1970, be observed. He said it should be observed as a day for the planet Earth. That is how the Earth Day, the first Earth Day, came to be organized on 22nd of April 1970. Meanwhile, United Nations took up the cause, and it was worried because UN is located in New York, and New York being in America and the whole of America discussing environmental issues. So naturally, the United Nations also was influenced, and they decided to organize a global conference. And this was organized in the year 1972 in Stockholm. The conference was inaugurated on June 5th. That is why June 5th, that is 2 years subsequently, that is 1974 onwards, June 5th, 1974 onwards, that came to be organized as the World Environment Day. Now, friends, with this background, I wish to continue the impact of Stockholm Conference. That is the first UN conference on human environment. It was tremendous. It was stimulating. It had ignited the minds of several professors, university students, and activists worldwide. And there was a sudden spurt of increased interest in the knowledge of environment. Hundreds and thousands of articles were being published from different universities on different topics connected to environment. So at this stage, United Nations was extremely happy because the outcome of the Stockholm Conference was tremendous. And but they wanted to understand the progress of knowledge in this subject of environment. And therefore, they appointed a commission. And the name of the commission is World Commission on Environment and Development, WCED. This commission was appointed in the year 1983 and it worked for 4 years. It submitted its report 1987. And the United Nations, to discuss and approve this particular report, they organized a second global conference in the year 1992 in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. And this particular conference it became very famous as the Earth Summit. More than 50,000 people from different countries, almost all the countries of the world, they came together, they converged. We can call it as convergence for sustainability. To put it in the words of my dear friend B.V. Subbarao. And that particular conference, they decided to take the subject of protection of environment and sustainable development further. For this, the Earth Summit came up with an action plan known as the Agenda 21. That is from June of 1992 to year 2000. That 7.5 year period was very, very crucial for the world to prepare itself, for the nations of the world to prepare themselves to enter the 21st century on an eco-friendly note. That is, they had to come up with new laws, create new institutions, create new facilities in order to promote the subject, understand the subject, and also to ensure that development is put on the right track towards sustainability. Now, for the benefit of my young friends from Kasturba Gandhi College, I wish to bring to their notice that the term sustainable development was first defined in the World Commission report. This, what was the definition they said? In the World Commission report, they said that development should be sustainable. Then what is sustainable development? Sustainable development is development which enables the contemporary generation to organize activity to meet its needs. But then the present generation has to be conscious and constantly remember that they are not the last generation to live on this planet Earth, and that life has to continue. The present generation is accountable to the coming generations, and that means that the present generation must act with a sense of responsibility so that the future generations also should be able to organize development to meet their needs. Now, we come to year 2000. The UN was worried that in a large number of countries, there was a growing gap between the rich and the poor. The gap was so much that UN thought that this kind of extreme gaps are not advisable in any given society. Therefore, the UN wanted to focus on the essential needs of the poorest of the poor. And therefore, they gave an action plan known as the Millennium Development Goals, MDGs. And these goals are, that is, they name the problems, and overcoming those problems should be the goal of the nation states. In fact, it should be the goal of humanity worldwide. Now, what are those 8 problems? 1, poverty. No poverty, no illiteracy. That means everybody should be literate and educated. 3rd is health for all. Then 4th is, we come to hunger, diseases, environmental degradation, women, what we call atrocities. So on all these 8 major issues, particularly poverty, health, education, and food, like this, all basic things, shelter, all these things have got to be addressed. Then United Nations, they started working on another action plan, that is from the year 11, that is 1st January 1916 to 2030. That is for another period of 15 years. it was expected that the nations of the world shall continue the good work initiated because of the implementation of Agenda 21 and MDGs. So as a continuity, the UN gave them a package of 17 goals and 169 targets. And these goals are known as the Sustainable Development Goals. And these goals are very, very important. And today, right now, in 2021, we are in the 6th year. This is the 6th year of the implementation on the road to Sustainable Development Goals, realizing the goals. And by 2030, the world should have attained success in the realization of the goals. Now, friends, I know all of you, the Kasturba Gandhi College students, you are all in degree and PG, and some of you are young teachers. I know your future is directly connected with SDGs, and you may be eager to know what these goals are. These goals are, number 1, no poverty. Second is zero hunger. Third is health for all. Fourth is not just literacy. Here we are talking about a very comprehensive and continuous education, continuous lifelong education, and quality education, needed education, skill development, vocational education. So that is the goal number 5, and goal number 4. Goal number 5 is gender equity. Goal number 6 is access to water. Everybody should have an equal access to water, particularly in the villages, in the farming community. Water is a very important input when it comes to their livelihood. Then we go a little further. Goal number 7, it talks about quality energy, which means electricity. Dependable, affordable, and renewable energy. I request all of you to note, and this is where the youngsters of today have great opportunity. There is a very big opportunity waiting for all the youngsters in solar energy, in renewable energy, in bioenergy, and wind energy, and so on. Then we come to goal number 8. Goal number 8 talks about industry infrastructure. It talks about employment, right to work with dignity. Everybody needs a job, an income. And again, it should be work with dignity. Dignity of the human being is very, very important. Then goal number 9 talks about to create this kind of work for everyone. The political system should be innovative, and the infrastructure, proper infrastructure, industrialization. So creativity should be the cornerstone of the governance. Then after that, we come to goal number 10. It talks about reduction of income disparities. Goal number 11 is sustainable cities. Goal number 12 is responsible consumption. Now here the word is that every person who goes to a supermarket or any shopping, we have to be very, very conscious that even though we may be having money in our pocket or in the credit card, we should control ourselves and behave responsibly, because the money may be ours, but the resources are not. And we have to constantly remember that these resources should be available to all. We can't be buying the entire shop and storing, converting our house into a storeroom. No. Then we come to goal number 13. It talks about climate remediation. And here the word is in the World Commission report, which had highlighted 5 major issues. The first one is the depletion of the ozone layer. Second is global warming. It results in climate change. Third is the loss of biodiversity. Fourth is spreading desertization. And the fifth is the danger from nuclear reactors and nuclear bombs. So climate change is a very serious issue. global average temperatures are rising, and that is resulting in the melting of the ice caps near the North Pole and the South Pole, and even in the ice on all the mountain tops over the Himalayas, Andes, Alps, and so on. Now, this ice, if the melting continues, it will result in a rise in the sea level, and that means all the low-lying areas on the coastlines of the world will be endangered and submerged. Many island countries will be lost forever, and therefore we have a role to perform, and that is we shall all strive to reduce the ever-increasing global average temperatures. And that, in other words, it means that we need to be conscious about our carbon footprint, and we need to restrict our usage of fossil fuels. We need to plant saplings and try to fix the carbon dioxide and so on. Then goal number 14, it talks about life in water. That means we should not be polluting the water bodies, whether it is the lake or the rivers or the oceans. Yes, who are we to pollute? And lastly, we come to goal number 16. 16 talks about life on land, and goal number 15, it talks about life on land, and 16 talks about democracy, strong institutions, justice, and peace. Unless we have these things, we cannot do anything. And finally, friends, the 17th goal is partnerships. This is where Dr. Raj Narayan becomes important. He is the one person who always aims to establish, his aim is to establish new partnerships. Partnership with colleges, with locality, with communities, with experts. And the very fact our Farooq Ali Khan is here. Actually, Raj Narayan ji is now thinking in terms of, establishing partnership with Chicago and our friend Subbarao ji. So we all need to come together. We need to converge, because there is only one planet. There is no planet B. For all the youngsters, for the future of the coming generations, it is important that we elders, we should behave with greater responsibility. I thank my dear friend, Dr. Raj Narayan, for giving me this wonderful opportunity. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. That was really very informative. You have specifically mentioned about different states and enlightened us. We would definitely do something to our environment, sir. Thank you, sir, for your motivation.
Thank you.
Now we would have the special guest, Farooq Ali Khan. Sir is a dual citizen of United States of America and India. He is the third son and the 8th child of Subedar Amir Ali Khan. Sir had moved to United States of America after earning his bachelor degree in agriculture from the Andhra Pradesh University of Agriculture. Sir has obtained his master's in business administration from the Governor State of University in Illinois in 1973. Mr. Farooq Ali Khan is the Managing Director, President and Founder of Amar Peace Foundation. Over to you, sir.
Thank you so much, Suchitra, and the panel, and Dr. Raj Narayan for arranging all these wonderful programs in a great city of Hyderabad. Without you, the city would be dull. It probably will stay uneducated about the events that the entire world is observing. But let me tell you, I don't see my friend Purushottam Reddy over here. Probably he has left. And following Professor Purushottam Reddy is very difficult. There I see Major Jayasudha. She's there. He has really talked about each and everything. It is very difficult to really go beyond what he has said. But let me make an attempt to add to what he has said already. For the current generation and the future generations, there's plenty of good news. There's a tremendous awakening among the people. Like Purushottam Reddy Sahab, he talked about sustainable development. Which is very crucial And that takes into account the current generation as well as the next, and they go on and on and on. But remember, knowingly or unknowingly, our forefathers and foremothers have always practiced sustainable development in India and elsewhere in the world. Their top priority have been always and was about not only their generation, but the generation they are going to hand over this world in the future. So, excuse me. So it is extremely critical that sustainable development has to be recognized. And the world has recognized. Let me share with you a couple of other things. The biggest polluters in this world are the big corporations of the world who extract a lot of oil and fossil fuel. Now there is almost, I won't use the word revolt, that's a very strong word. There's a tremendous movement within the shareholders and investors into these corporations. Exxon, for example, and Shell. And they're holding the companies responsible. Even a quote, the Dutch quote, the British Shell company, the company, they said they have to reduce the carbon CO2 by 45%. And investors are demanding that they should contain and reduce the CO2 by other alternative means. Now, the other alternative means, I'm sure probably all of you know, the solar and the wind, etc. And also the reduction in fossil fuel. If we don't cut down the consumption of fossil fuel, we are going to be in major trouble. And our children are going to be, our grandchildren, great-grandchildren, and the future is going to be in trouble. The fossil fuel like coal, gas, and oil, they are the biggest threats to our environment. Now, with the population and progress and poverty, we are inheriting a lot of problems also. And the world, the scientists are trying to contain it and mitigate it and make our world a little bit more cleaner. It's scary to think that people will be traveling, for example, from America to India in 1 hour. Can you imagine 1 hour it will take air time? Can you may say how? They will leave the environment, the horizon, and enter into the space. And from there they will travel, and within 1 hour, a short time, then they'll again enter back into our atmosphere and land. So the journey which takes 18, 19 hours will be cut down to 1 hour. And God knows what kind of pollution and disaster or health hazards that will bring. And with this kind of progress, when we are traveling at 12 times the speed of the sound and traveling 9,000 miles in 1 hour, it's awesome, it's admirable, and there's no question about it. And there are major breakthroughs throughout the world, and the United States of America is working very, very hard. This is the only country, the superpower, which is taking a lead. And remember, this is very important. The investors in the big companies, they are billionaires, billionaires, and the hedge funds, they are holding these companies responsible. They're saying, look, we will not put up, it's not just the profit, the bottom line we are after. We are after cleaner air, cleaner environment, clean water, clean rivers, and less use of pesticides, because these are all byproducts of oil. Even the clothes we wear, they're byproducts, and plastic and all that. So like a professor said, we have to cut down on the use of plastic, and we have to be careful that we just don't toss it in the nalas or on the road or in the rivers or the seas. We can play our own role in cleaning our environment. And if we don't do this as individuals, we have to have a little conversation once a week within our families. And as I said in my message, and in school, there should be a course should be offered. And in middle schools, in high schools, and in colleges. I remember when I joined Governor State University as a student in the business program, we had a College of Environmental Studies. This is in 70s I'm talking about. And the people who graduate from that college, they were able to find a meaningful employment. So solar and wind is going to create a lot of employment for youth and the people all over the world. So let's be optimistic, and I'm sure this awareness will continue as long as Dr. Rajnarayan is here to create the awareness in our city of Hyderabad. Not only this program, he has done so many programs he brings to our attention. It's admirable. And the people on the panel. And my good friend, Professor Purushottam Reddy, I don't know whether he mentioned this to you or not. There was a nuclear plant coming somewhere around Nalgonda. And he was successful in stopping that. And that came in New York Times and even United Nations. So we have such, we have these role models and icons in our city who are at the par with the international personalities, even though we may keep our profile very low. So I, again, to end, I cannot add further after listening to Purushottam Reddy. Has given a very sound, and the entire history of the pollution and the entire history of environment. But if we don't pay attention, if we not only our environment, not only our atmosphere, let me conclude, even the space we are cluttering with the satellites. And we may be having a lot of problems if we do that. And there are actions already happening. So my young friends from Kasturbai College, I admire you. Let's assure that with your efforts and with your awareness, our country, our city, our colleges will be better off, and we'll have a sustainable growth and a healthy health. Health is important because pollution affects not only, then of course, when we talk about environment, we are the creatures of this environment. It affects us, all of us. Look at COVID, what is happening. We are not able to control it. So if something happens like this at a major level and we beyond control, how are you going to handle it? No superpower can handle a disaster like an environmental disaster. And there's a ship burning in Sri Lanka right now. India refused to take it, and Qatar refused to take it, and they went over there, it caught fire, and it's polluting our oceans. And it's horrible. This is not the very first time it happened. The Valdez case is there in Alaska. And a professor also mentioned about the time when John F. Kennedy was the president. He was the one who was paying a lot of attention to this environment. And the coastline of Louisiana, where there were oil spills. It's very difficult to control oil spills. And what it's going to do the marine life, the scientists know better. So my friends, environment means health, prosperity, progress, and peace, and less corruption on the earth than what we have. So thank you so much to everyone, especially to my good friend of our foundation, Amir Peace Foundation, Dr. Rajnarayan, and my good friend, Professor Purushottam Reddy, and Akhtar Ali, and Dr. Major Jayasudha. I just saw her and she just, and Suchitra Chavan, you are a fine lady. Keep doing the right thing. And with leadership like yours, we are all going to feel very comfortable. So do that, okay? And hopefully there will be a time we'll meet the panel again on another occasion. And that will not happen without the help of Dr. Rajnarayan. And I'm telling you, he is a thinker, he's a planner. He knows what agenda, what topics we have to cover. And what lectures we have to give. And the colleges and the universities and the schools, and even my organization like this, my Amin Peace Foundation, we owe a great deal to Dr. Raj Narayan. So thank you so much. I don't want to prolong this wonderful discussion. Namaskar. Have a nice day.
Thank you so much for your appreciation and your wonderful words which you have given to us. Definitely, we, our cadets, would be benefited by all this, and definitely we would make the India as bright as we could, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
God bless you all. Thank God. Long live India.
Now we would have the chief guest, B.V. Subbarao Garu, to speak. Sir has got 40 years of consultation and program management experience in the areas of rural, urban and industrial areas, watershed, groundwater management and climate change. Sir has an international experience in the academic industries, and sir has also participated in 12 international workshops, and sir is 5th UN Global Conference including Earth Summit 1992 and World Ministerial Conference on Protection of Drinking Water and Environment Safety Sanitation held in Netherlands 1994. Over to you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. And I thank Dr. Raj Narayan Mudiraj, Telangana Citizens Council, and Kasturba Gandhi College, and my colleague, my senior, I call him Anna, Professor Purushottam Reddy, Farooq Ali Sahab, and Akhtar Ali Sahab. It was nice that, I had the great opportunity, and Dr. Raj Narayan gave me a great opportunity to address the young generation, which always I look forward. Particularly the opening statements by, I think, Jayasudha Garu. Jayasudha Garu, she's a physical director in, if I'm not wrong, she is the physical director in Kasturba Gandhi College and also heads the NCC cadets programs and all. It's nice meeting you. And I would like to focus more on what is it about all this about the environment and what is the young generation should look into. Because Professor Purushottam Reddy already gave the historical perspective of evolution of environmental movement right from the Stockholm Conference. And my friend, Dr. Akhtar Ali gave what are the challenges before the, India. And Farooq Saab has given us and hope that how we can move forward with new innovations and how the ESA is taking. But my concern is for the fundamentals and the basics. I am a typical trainer. I may ask some questions in between. Please bear with me. You see, in the very first instant, the young girl, she introduced the program and told, and what I got the impression that the students have a strong opinion that environment is the domain of natural sciences. We are still thinking that planting trees and looking into the forest and looking into the greenery is all about the environment. No. In very simple terms, environment is the story of everybody, everything around and within us. It's very simple. Whatever we see around us, living, non-living, and the things within us and outside, they have direct and indirect connectivity. And we are connected to the outside world. That's called external ecology and internal ecology. So it's a story of everything, everybody in and around. We cannot separate environment, but for some reason and management practices, we do clearly try to distinguish the environments. What you have is the virgin environment, the natural environment like forests, undisturbed forests, and man-influenced environment, where you find the tribal people living with the harmony with the nature, and man-made environment, which is a rural, which is mostly, man tried to convert part of the forest into the agriculture land and live peacefully. And today we are living in man-dominated environment. Everything is dominated. That is the problem. Today, Hyderabad is totally dominated by the concrete structures. There is no breathing space. So we need to understand clearly what exactly meant by environment and why we should know about the environment and how do I connect with the environment. That is most important. And the first thing, what I always say is, nature is teacher. Go around, you will understand. Get up early and start looking at the sky, how the moon, how the sun rises and moves, how the bird starts giving the calls. Nature is the biggest teacher. You can learn anything from it. The symbiotic relations between the plant species, the symbiotic relations with the natural resources, water, land, and the trees, water, land, trees, animals, and the birds. That teaches us the harmony of coexistence, the harmony of biodiversity. And we also promoted in the past what is called the cultural diversity. Living and coexistence is the biggest challenge in today's world. So you need to look into environment in a very different perspective and start looking into environment, what is there, how do you connect the environment to your curriculum. Way back, I was conducting a workshop to the SCRT teachers, and I asked, I would like to conduct a workshop and I need participation of a physical instructor and a physics teacher. Please listen carefully. A physical instructor who teaches you the physical education, run, jump, play games and other things, okay? Every action in the physical education is a science. Okay, the high jump you learn is nothing but it is an attempt, a technique to move against the gravity. That is physics. So can we teach physics at the ground? It's a big challenge, a physical educator, and environment is not a specialized subject. Environment is not a single domain subject. Environment is the amalgamation of interdisciplinary subjects. You should understand this. You should start looking into it. What is there for a social scientist to look into environment? What is there for a commerce student to understand the environmental laws in understanding the export of certain things? What is meant by ISO 14,000? What is meant by ISO 19,000 for a commerce student, economic student, and the environment? Look at it. So you need to bring some kind of an interdisciplinary understanding of these subjects. That is most important for the young generation. Otherwise, what happens? You start looking into environment as a separate domain of green, botany, and some kind of a zoology fascination. No. It's an integration of botany, zoology, chemistry, physics, mathematics, everything. So you need to look into these aspects of it. Today, I would like to tell you about the fundamental natural resources, that is the water, land, space, energy, and what you have is A. Everybody will tell what is water, importance of water, land, energy, and everything. Everybody is also saying that energy is the most important thing. I give second priority to the energy. Today, water is the most important. And why, this country, forget about the rest of the world. I want to start with my city, my country, my state. More than 45% of the population do not have access to protected drinking water and environmental safe sanitation. The glaring example is governments. They make, their promises, and they also try to fulfill their promises, but without people's participation. That is sociology. Today, you have most of the pavements are constructed with the public toilets, facilities. And to what extent it is environmentally safe? To what extent they are sanitizing that? We need to look into it. Today, we have these structures on the pavement. That means it indicates city did not have a proper city planning for these public facilities. Tomorrow, we may have these facilities right on the Chaurasta. Unless and until we envisage, we vision the public amenities and the public facilities, it becomes very difficult. Today, all the cities have become time bombs. The pandemic COVID attacked the urban cities, not the rural. We, the urban people, we went into the rural to take some resort. And we are the culprits who spread the pandemic in the rural areas. So you need to look into it. Students, please look into it. You are blessed. You are located in a very good environs, East Maredpalli, I believe. You have good, open space. Start looking into these 5 elements around you. Does your colony has an open park, green park? Does your colony has a playground? Do your colony gets a protected drinking water? Is the sewage going out safely from you? These are the things, fundamentals you should look at. The best thing what I say, today what is that we are learning in the pandemic? Keep social distance, yes? If Madam Jayasudha is available, I would like to ask her one thing, and I would like to take a clue from her. Is Miss Jayasudha available? The NCC teacher. Hello, can you hear me? Okay, most of the students are, I believe, that NCC cadet. The first thing what you learn is stand with an arm length distance. Yes or no? This arm length distance we learn from the NCC, from scouts, from Cubs. The same thing today we are asked to follow a social distancing in day-to-day life to keep ourselves safe from the epidemics. So, out of the 5 elements of the nature, the 5th one, space, is wrongly understood in the Indian culture. The moment we say space, Akasha, it is not Akasha. It is the empty space between 2 living things or 2 objects or 2 structures. That is the reason in the NCC we are taught keep arm length distance. That is the fundamental principle even in the town planning, that 5 feet distance must be maintained between 2 houses. Today we do not have that. So the epidemics are spreading so fastly. Okay. Why these are popping up, I do not know. Hello? So one needs to understand the fundamentals of environment and understand the interdisciplinary approaches. Connect yourself with environment and your curriculum. What is that? And my suggestion to the faculty and also to Dr. Rajnarayan Garu is you take them to a lake. Hussain Sagar Lake has history, geography, chemistry, botany, zoology, and limnology, mathematics, physics, engineering. Everything can be taught sitting beside the Hussain Sagar. I prepared a curriculum in that particular direction to sensitize the students to understand, appreciate the interdisciplinary subjects. So we need to look into these aspects of it more carefully and improve ourselves and our understanding towards the subject, towards our career and towards our future, and how do we make the life a better life to improve quality of life on the earth. This is most important. And another very important thing is you are in the Kasturba Gandhi College, and my another suggestion is, sir, the Kasturba College, Medical College in Wardha, it was pioneer in developing the social preventive medicine course, which is popular not only in India, but also across the world. And I suggest the faculty members, management, and Dr. Rajnarayan Garu to explore the possibilities of introducing new subjects. And also, the public health course in the college. I can help you out with Indian Institute of Public Health to develop a curriculum for the college, and you can think of this because pandemic clearly brought out the need for paramedical forces. We are totally depending on the doctors, limited nurses, but we do not have trained volunteers in the medical field and the paramedical forces. This is most important to look into it. And today, my suggestion to the youngsters is, open up, participate in many, such discussions, and try to understand the interdisciplinary subjects. What is that? Because as an youngster, I also look for my career. Can I look my career into the environment? Can I look my career into climate change? What are the things I can do as a botanist, zoologist, or a social scientist? These are big opportunities before the young generation and also before the teaching faculty to improvise their own skills of teaching and learning. Learning is a continual process throughout the life. So we need to look into this environment. Once again, I say it is the story of everybody, everything around and within us. We have more than 80% of water in our body. And Mother Earth is also covered with almost the same percentage with the water. We cannot live without breathing air for a second. And air is in and air is out. Can we afford to pollute air and water? Today's problem is there is no space for recreation, no space for to go around and for a healthy walk. So we need to look into the spatial planning, look into these aspects of it and conserve the energy. And there are some 10 days, 15 days short-term courses are available on resources auditing. I suggest the young students to participate in it. And one of the institutions in Hyderabad only giving this water auditing, energy auditing, and these are the new areas where you can enter into it and explore your own potential in the new careers. So I thank Dr. Rajnarayan Garu for giving me this opportunity, and I thank Professor Purushottam Reddy Garu to connect me to Dr. Raj Narayan and Telangana Citizens Council. And I thank all the students and the faculty for patiently hearing my talk. And I look forward, if you have any specific queries or questions, I will be happy to answer if I can. Okay. Thank you so much and good luck.
That was very exciting interacting with you, sir. You had given a very good information. We are very thankful to have you, sir.
Hello.
Hello.
Sir.
Hello.
Sir, I am Raj Narayan, sir.
Namaste, sir.
Subara, sir. Subara, sir. మీరు ఇచ్చిన సూచనలు తప్పక మేము పాటించి ఒక చిన్న గెట్ టుగెదర్ లాగా కస్తూర్బా కాలేజ్ ఇంకా వేరే కాలేజ్ వాళ్ళని కూడా చేర్చి మీ స్పీచ్ పైన మేము కాన్సన్ట్రేషన్ చేసి మీరు ఇచ్చిన సూచనలను తప్పక పాటించి పర్యావరణ పరిరక్షణ కొరకు ప్రతి ఒక్కరు పాటుపడాలని ఒక చిన్న సెమినార్ లాగా ఇంకోటి కూడా కండక్ట్ మనము కస్తూర్బా కాలేజ్నే నేను అరేంజ్ చేస్తాను సార్. ఇంకా వేరే కాలేజీ వాళ్ళు వస్తే కూడా ఇంకా మనకు చాలా బాగుంది.
అందులోనే ఒక్కటి సార్,
చెప్పండి.
92లో ముఫజ్జంగా కాలేజీలో మొట్టమొదటి ఎన్వైరన్మెంట్ క్లబ్ ఎస్టాబ్లిష్ చేసినట్టుంది. అట్లాగనే మీరు స్టూడెంట్స్కి ఎప్పుడు ఏముంటుందంటే అకాడమిక్ ఇన్పుట్తో పాటుగా వాళ్ళ కెరియర్ అన్నది కూడా కొంత యాంగ్జైటీ. దాన్ని మనం దృష్టిలో పెట్టుకొని వాళ్ళ కెరియర్ని ఎన్వైరన్మెంట్ని ఎలా కెరియర్ ద్వారాగా కూడా, అంటే పర్సనల్గానే కాకుండా కెరియర్ ప్రొఫెషనల్ అప్రోచ్, పర్సనల్ అండ్ ప్రొఫెషనల్ అప్రోచ్ ఏ విధంగా తీసుకెళ్ళగలుగుతారు అన్నది మనం ఆలోచన చేయొచ్చు. మీరు ఈ దృష్టిలో ఆలోచన చేస్తున్నందుకు చాలా సంతోషం. అండ్ థ్యాంక్స్ దట్ I could at least seed an idea before you people. Thank you, sir.
జయసుధ మేడం మీరు కొద్దిగా ఒపీనియన్ చెప్పండి. We are unable to hear this.
Actually, I thought of interacting with Madam Jayasudha.
Yes.
I have a couple of things to share with Madam Jayasudha actually. And
sir.
I'm glad that I have seen somebody from the sports background to come in to play an active role in environment. I'm myself an active sportsman in my young days, and I congratulate you because sports gives a lot of discipline, and you are also associated with NCC. I was talking environment and NCC. First thing we teach in the NCC and Scout is standing in arm distance. Okay. So what is that we are asking people in pandemic? I think social distance.
Same thing.
Same thing.
Social distance is
same
exactly.
Thing. You should be proud of that.
Yes.
Which you are doing it, as a professional. Today it has become mandate to save the earth.
Yes.
So I congratulate
exactly, sir.
And then let us.
Thank you so much, sir. Nice meeting you, and I have got good opportunity interacting with you, and I have given wonderful message to our cadets. They are going to learn from you many things, and also Purushottam Reddy sir also given points wise and helping the students, and Akhtar Ali sir has given points to the students. Definitely they are going to be learn from you people, definitely, and a very good gathering. I can say 100 members. Starting hour is 100 members. Our students have joined, and now 74 are there. So it is very good message to 74 members we are giving is so that today is our day, like we are giving some message to which is going to be useful for the youth. So that is our day. So nice proposal and a nice idea from the Rajnan sir we have taken, and sir has given us good information and good connectivity with the students and as well as professors and all. So thank you so much, sir, for enlightening our students to learn about the environment and all. And also, Subbarao sir, I want to tell you one thing. And we too have a environment club in my college. We too have that club, and we used to do the Vanavatika programs and all with the students, help of the students, and we are doing, sir. So thank you so much, sir, for everyone to giving me this opportunity, and my special thanks to my cadets who have taken time and listening from the guest and learning from the officials and all. Thank you so much. Stay safe, stay at home, and stay safe. Thank you so much. Jai Hind.
Thank you. Thank you.
Suchitra, Nagalakshmi madam join ayithi. Hello, Suchitra.
Yes, sir.
Nagalakshmi madam join ayithi. Nagalakshmi guరించి చెప్పండి. Okay.
Now let me introduce our special guest, Srimati U.V. Nagalakshmi Garu. Srimati U.V. Nagalakshmi Garu was born in 1970 at Hyderabad. She is a well-educated and qualified law professional with triple masters in MCom, MBA, and MSc in yoga therapy. She served 13 years working for a government-aided degree college, in addition to working as a legal advisor and general manager for Hormel Pharmaceutical Company in Malaysia for 5 years. During this period, she has contributed to building the Joy of Yoga Academy in the year 2007 at Hyderabad, considering her passion for healthcare through yoga. She is a certified yoga teacher from various reputed yoga schools in India and overseas. Nagalakshmi Garu is also a family counseling consultant as well as a social activist, actively involved in helping various healthcare organizations. Through her journey in Joy of Yoga, she released a yoga book for all age groups on our first International Yoga Day. She has received many precious awards like Seva Nandi Award, Wonder Woman Award, Yoga Shiromani Award, Vidya Shiromani Award, National Integration Award 2018 by Mr. Farooq Ali Khan, founder and director of Amir Peace Foundation on 25th October 2018 from the hands of our ex-Chief Minister and Governor of Chennai, Mr. Roshaya Garu. In 2020, she has received National Unity Award from Telangana Citizens Council. She does every month one activity to keep healthy. Apart from these, she also does monetary and financial support to needy. She visits slum areas and gives free yoga training also. Now I request Srimati U.V. Nagalakshmi Garu to speak a few words.
Thank you so much, Suchitra. I think if I'm not mistaken. Before that, I just want to ask sorry for joining late. I was a little bit held up with certain activity. Basically, now also I am joining from a hospital, which is so-called as Sunshine. Like my daughter, she's been delivered. So that's the reason I was in the hectic this thing. I could not join earlier. And I extremely sorry for the Jayas who were. And thank you so much for introducing me for this. I'm really privileged for this. And today is a really, I could not hear anybody's conversation. And I just want to say I'm so happy for being the part of this webinar organized. And thank you, Rajnaran sir, for really pulling me also into this really, it's an excellent program for the awareness program. And I personally want to say Farooq Ali sir from so far also still connecting to India and talking about the environment. I highly appreciate you, sir. Thank you so much for organizing this and for taking me also part of in this organization, sir. Thank you so much. I'm unable to talk much about it. Might be the next event I'll be able to talk. And this is Nagshu. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, sir. Yes. I hand over. Hello.
Thank you, madam.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, sir.
Jain enduku chala happy.
Sir.
నియర్
you so
ఫ్యూచర్ లో
much, sir.
కూడా కొద్దిగా మీరు టైం తీసుకొని ఫ్యూచర్ జనరేషన్ ఇప్పుడు పర్యావరణం శాపంగా మారకుండా ప్రజెంట్ ఫ్యూచర్ జనరేషన్ వాళ్ళకి మనం మెసేజ్ పోతేనే కదా వాళ్ళు అవేర్నెస్ అయితేనే ఆ ఉద్దేశంతో ఇక మేము పెట్టాను ఇది కార్యక్రమం. సుబ్బారావు గారు మంచి మంచి సజెషన్స్ ఇచ్చారు. ఇన్ నియర్ ఫ్యూచర్ వి కండక్ట్ వన్ అవేర్నెస్ గ్రూప్ డిస్కషన్ ఇన్ కస్తూర్బా కాలేజ్ with the permission of principal and Jayasudha madam. I thanks to the Suchitra and Sandhya, especially ఏ ప్రోగ్రామ్ సక్సెస్ కావాలంటే జయసుధ మేడం లేనిది కాదు మా ప్రోగ్రామ్. దాంతో పాటు మీ కోఆపరేషన్, అక్కర్లీ కోఆపరేషన్ చాలా ఉంటది. ఎస్పెషల్లీ ఎన్సిసి స్టూడెంట్స్, స్పోర్ట్స్ వాళ్ళందరిది కోఆపరేషన్ తోనే ఈ 30 ఏళ్ళ నుంచి కంటిన్యూ ప్రోగ్రామ్ సక్సెస్ అవుతున్నాం అంటే కారణం ఇట్ క్రెడిట్ గోస్ టు ది జయసుధ అండ్ నాగలక్ష్మి, ఫారూక్ అలీ ఖాన్, పురుషోత్తం రెడ్డి, especially Akhtar Ali. I thanks to the one and all. Suchitra.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much for giving us this opportunity, sir. We are very blessed to have such professionals in our meeting, and we were very enlightened by the words, sir. Really thankful to you all, sir.
Subbarao sir ku thank cheppali manam andaru.
Yes, sir.
Wind up this.
Okay. Sign off to each other, sir. Thank you. Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. I'll call you.
Suchitra, out of saying cheppesi.
Yes, sir. Today the event was made a grand success because of the coordination and a perfect platform in the virtual, and this was successfully made because of the president of PCC, Dr. Rajnarayan Midraj sir. Without you, definitely this program wouldn't be a grand success, sir. And thanking all the special guests, chief guests and the speakers for giving their valuable messages, and definitely all the audience, that is the cadets of Kasturba Gandhi Degree College. They were very enthusiastic, and I have seen many of them attentively hearing. Definitely we would keep up the words, and we would try to make changes in ourselves so that we would make a better future. And I hope many of these programs will continue in this way, and it will be a very great thing for us to be a part of such programs. Thank you so much, sir, for inviting us for these events, which would enlighten us for our career, and we would definitely overcome many things in future. Thank you for giving us these opportunities. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, Suchitra. Close చేద్దాం.
Yes, sir.
Close చేద్దాం. Neha? Neha? Neha?
The participants can leave the meeting now. Thank you all for participating.